All right, are you rolling?
Yep.
Okay. When did you first become aware of Trent stuff? Was it pretty Hate Machine, or?
Funnily enough, yeah, I'd heard a Pretty Hate Machine, but as and it was just a passing interest. I'll be brutally frank.
You just said
You be honest.
another snappy tune.
No, not snappy tune so much as that it was an interesting album, but it was. I think it was inadvertently it was MTV's fault because I saw the video that you'd banned, and I thought that's really good. That's a great video.
Why didn't they take it then, do you suppose?
No, you throw that question to Trent, you see. I won't field that one. And what happened is that because of that, I then really got into what he was doing, and then Downward Spiral was really, I thought, just an exceptional album. Really excellent.
Yeah. So you just rang him up?
That came later. That came after Virgin Records, who are my new honeymoon company at the moment. We're getting on famously. It's quite a rarity for me, believe me. Asked me if I was going to support the album outside, and I said, of course I would. I really 100% behind what music's about. And then I was trying to work out the kind of thing I really wanted to do. As you know, I kind of really like to be quite adventurous in terms of what I do on stage as well as on the music, you know. And so I just, on the off chance, phoned up Trent's management, as it happens, to find out if there would be any interest in Trent working with me on the tour. And if I got my facts right, Trent had been working for about a year or so before then on the road and was pretty tired. And I think the answer back briefly was, yeah, we'll do it, but no more than 6 weeks, please. And then we started talking. And then it just became a musical, creative process. It was really good.
When you decided that you were going to do something together on stage, did you go through lots of possibilities and you weed out odd songs, or is there stuff you tried that's not going to show up?
Yeah, I think the danger was just, I didn't want it to be predictable.
Yeah.
So I would just fire some ideas back and forth, and then when it finally got to the point where we had a few songs done, I'd work on one, and then David would call up and say, well, what do you think about these ones? Try these, and then we'd work on more, and then I'm thinking maybe this would be better, you know. So it was a pretty interesting process. But
what kind of songs did you try? I mean, for example, which?
Well, the mentality I put into it was, if David's going to sing with 9 Inch Nails, what can we do, and other than just sound like a cover band, give a spin to it that is something we could add to it, which weeds out a large portion of the music that was based on a different style of instrumentation. And with some of the guys in his band that actually played it in the first place, I really tried to struggle with what we could do to that could be different. You know? So it went just. That seemed to focus on some of the darker material.
What we seem to have done is find there's kind of one pivotal point where we both seem to have the same sensibility, and we sort of boiled down the choices of songs that we've done really represent the 2 points maybe that we meet nearer than anything else that we do. And that it proves really interesting. Historically, it's kind of interesting anyway. You know, it makes kind of it gives some kind of thread, some kind of continuity to why on earth we should be working together anyway, you know, and you start to realise why. You know, it's not as it's interesting, you know, because the show, we've only had one night's experience so far, but what it's coming down to is that, you know, it's like a totally cool yin and yang thing. It's a situation of opposites. Even though we're actually working somewhere in the same area, we're actually very opposite about the things that we do. And you get Trent is far more of a minimalist in the way that he structures his material. My stuff tends to be overlayered and conceptually kind of more of a texture of things. So it almost becomes musically like a dare I say it, like a 2-act play. There's a sense of I don't mean theatrics, but there's a sense of theatre and pure that you go up and down through different kinds of atmospheres in the thing. It's really, I don't know of any other tour like it. I don't think you'll see another one either. I should really make sure you come and see this one, because it's not going to be around your neighbourhood ever again.
What is this about MTV rejecting a video? Why would they do something like that?
I can't for the life of me imagine what could have been in it that wasn't fit for public consumption.
There were no, like, dead animals or anything?
No, nothing like that.
No, it's nothing English.
When did you first become aware of David? Was it in a particular phase of his career?
back as I just answered the other day.
His mother used to rock him to sleep to Kooks, I think it was.
I think I got aware of it, or became actively intrigued by it in the Scary Monsters era. And then retroactively went back and discovered a catalog of great music and good songwriting and great songwriting, excuse me.
Thank you, Trent.
Awesome artistry.
Yeah, the whole vibe and the way that he had mutated was just such a. I mean, that's something that I've. When thinking about your career, that's always been a bookmark. As just someone who thought, well, he did it right, and that was an interesting way. And he's always kept himself interesting and took chances.
So what's happening on stage? Are you melding the two bands for this segment?
He's actually on my back for a couple songs.
He's got a Bowie on his back. It's better than a monkey, this one.
But will it be, again, melding the two bands, or?
Yeah, that was an edit point. Did you notice that?
May have been. Wasn't intentional.
Yeah, I think I in a very interesting fashion. I think it works very well. It's quite magical, actually. It's really something you don't expect. It really works well.
You're not going to describe it in
No,
detail, are you?
no.
So you'll really have to get those tickets,
Yeah.
I think, to see this. I always wonder what it's like touring with so many computers. Horrible things must happen when they go wrong, do they not?
Thing about as bad as you can get. Yeah, we've scaled down to one tape deck. All our computers is now just a tape deck because I think the first show we ever played, the first song, the computer stopped, and then I'm on my back, hold on a second, trying to figure out what's going on. And
It's not as bad as when a drummer dies on stage. I've always found that really embarrassing. Never known how
Spinal Tap tragedy.
Never known how to cover that.
Folk music, I suppose. You just plunge ahead. Now, do you think you guys will work together again? Has it been that productive a collaboration?
It's very unlikely. Well, actually, I'm lucky enough to have gotten a really great mix from Trent on Heart's Filthy Lesson on the single. I don't know. I think I'd like to. There's one of the songs that we do that I won't name this time. That I actually want to take back to Europe with me when we finish because it works so well on stage. I was going to actually work with. I've got a wonderful bass player called Gail Dorsey, who's a fabulous singer in her own right, and we were going to start doing it as part of my set in Europe. I really like it a lot. I don't know. It could. I think it might be possible. I don't know. I don't think anybody. You go on.
No, what do you think?
No.
No? Well,
No, I think if we did I'd love to in any capacity. So if it was somebody said, let's sit down for this project and see what happens, that could be outside of being Nine Inch Nails, outside of being
exactly.
David
I
Bowie's
think
big record.
if there's a chance to do something really kind of, fairly, pushing the envelope a bit, something fairly adventurous, I think that, we both felt that we could contribute equally to it. I think probably like to do that very much.
Yeah. Is there anything new in the way of staging going on with this show? Will we be knocked out by, I don't know, banks of strobes or something?
The approach I've taken has been ultra minimal,
As you were saying.
opposite of what we just did. I'd gotten tired. The last thing we did was every light in the showroom plus from the next showroom down, and it was about that in a way. And this one, I just wanted to make it about us playing our songs and put the emphasis back on us, and you can see us for once, that sort of thing. So
This is something new for you, right? Because you've gone out with some really elaborate shows.
Absolutely. So I think we're working in light atmospheres. Trent's is very stark. I'm working in a very abstract, coloristic fashion. Entirely the opposite. Yeah, again, really two polars to the same show.
and when we did it, we designed it so
It would have that flow.
with that in mind. So
There
sticking
really
to
is a
it.
continuity from beginning to end. It's strange. It's really strange. It's really strange.
Was it impressive to sit in the same room with David and have him open his mouth and sing and
it's-
actually hear the lyrics come out?
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what's terrifying is having him sing a lyric and then knowing you have to sing after that. To be quite frank.
Listen, he's got no. Before we start getting to a batting thing, he's got one of the strongest. It's like standing next to a hurricane. He's got an extremely strong.
It's holding up good too.
He's got such a strong pair of lungs. I can't believe it. It makes me laugh sometimes.
Maybe it has something
Other
to do
people
with
too.
the
He's
Fruit
such a
Loops.
little guy, you know, and so this great gale comes out. And he's so shy and unassuming, and there's
Who would have known?
this like scorching demon in there.
And he's not even wearing black anymore.
I was.
Don't count on it. No, this is evening dress for him.
Okay, is that good for you, Wilson? I think that's good. I think we can let you go to wherever you go next. Where do you
Oh,
go
just
next?
sound check.
I don't know, where did we go? Hershey, isn't it?
Hershey.
No, I mean,
Oh.
right now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
He's got a sound check to do.
I go
I've
take
just
a
done one.
bath and get my manicure, pedicure.